Okay, so to start with today, we're going to look at the two different types of nets that we can use to keep these balls contained on the court. There are other options in terms of colors and customizable features, but for the most part, residential backyard like this one, there's really two sizes that we normally use. So let's take a look in some closer detail. Not all nets used for this application are the same, so I really wanted to highlight today why we think these are the strongest, best looking, and most practical nets in the market. What I've got here today is I've got one with the 100mm squares and I've got one here with the 40mm squares. 100mm squares we'll start with. Let's crack it open. This is how it comes packaged. Okay, so what we've got here is our 100mm square mesh sports net. Let's look at some of the details. First off, the 100mm refers to the size of the holes. So that will be 100mm by 100mm. Now, what sports is this suitable for? This is suitable for basketball, obviously, soccer, volleyball, any of the larger ball sports. Obviously, it's not going to be suitable for a tennis ball, cricket, or golf ball. The advantage of this one really is that it's a little bit more discreet. There's a little bit less mesh, say, per square meter, but still very, very strong, but is a little bit more discreet than something that has smaller holes. Still very, very strong. Very popular option. You notice on the edge here, we've got a double stitched or overlock stitched rope edging border, 6mm. The thickness of the material here is about 2mm thick. This is a UV treated, double knotted, very tight knots here. This comes from one of the best manufacturers in the world. They come with a bit of additional rope in the corners in case you want to use that to slide your net from one side to the other, or if you want to tie it onto a tree or onto a post in a more temporary fashion. This particular net's 5 meters by 3 meters. You can see as I open it up. Key here is that it all sits square. If you look at those holes, see how they're all sitting in simply in a square. They're not in a diamond. The advantage of them being made in this manner is that it's so much easier to install. We don't need to manipulate. A lot of the nets you see, they come in these diamonds and you've got to pull them this way and pull them that way in order to get the dimensions that you're after. Whereas this one just sits perfectly square, super simple to install. Comes in a range of different pre-made sizes. And like I said, we can also customize them as well. So this one is the 100mm square, suitable for the larger ball sports. Okay, now we'll take a look at the second option. This net here is really our most popular, just because it's the most versatile and it's just perfect for the backyard in terms of its durability and its practicality, being able to be used for so many different sports. A 5 meter by 3 meter net, if you wanted to get an idea of how big a bundle of material is, that's 5 meters by 3 meters. It's one of our pre-made sizes. You can see it opens up perfectly square, like I said before. No diamonds to stretch in any particular direction. Same manufacturer as the 100mm square. We've got a nice 6mm rope edging border around the entire perimeter on our pre-made nets. UV treated material, being tested in a UV testing facility. We've got heat strengthened knots, perfectly square. Once again, same material, so it's about 2mm thick. This is our most popular, this is the most versatile because we can use this for cricket, we can use it for tennis, basketball, soccer, football, all the sports, everything except golf. You're going to be fine with this 40mm. So often what we find is, the kids might be into some cricket, and that's it. You just want it for cricket, but then they might want to play basketball in the winter, and then they start to take an interest in another sport. So it's just more versatile over the course of a year here in Australia, the summer and the winter sports, that you go for the 40mm. Even though there is more material per square meter, it's still very discreet. And you can take a look at this one we've got here installed. This is one of these nets, 2mm thick, 40mm squares. Once it's up, it's really hard to see, kind of camouflages into the yard. So that's really our most popular net.